Hey everybody, Questwise here with another video today. I'm going to do a little bit of a review today on a game that you've probably never seen before. In fact, unless you're a hardcore gamer and or a YouTuber, I'm going to say you probably have never seen this before. Haven't been doing YouTube very long. I've only got a few videos up, but I've been really enjoying my experience here. I've been loving sharing things with you folks, and I hope you're all enjoying them as well. But one of the things I've really enjoyed about the YouTube experience is the people I've met who are all other fellow YouTubers. There's some great people out there who are doing the same thing I am. Reviewing RPGs, role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games, and trying to make your game better. Trying to give you tips and tricks and stuff like that to help you have a more enjoyable game at your table as well. One of the guys that I've met via YouTube in the same community as what I'm doing is he goes by Questing Beast on YouTube, and he does some reviews of some really amazing games. He also does some great map tutorials, which are phenomenal. If you get a chance, go to his channel. It's www.youtube.com/questingbeast. youtube.com/questingbeast, excuse me. But he's also created his own role-playing game, and it's inspired by other games that he's found and reviewed and stuff as well. And he's come up with a little game called Maze Rats. You can get this over at DriveThruRPG. I believe that's where I picked this one up. You can print it off in a couple of different ways. You can just do it by the regular, 8 by 8.5 by 11, whatever, standard sheet of paper. You can also print it off in this little booklet form, and then you punch some staples into the spine, and you've got this cool little booklet, which I've done here. You print it, double-sided, and you get this cool booklet. This game's really cool. I think I talked about this once before on the small format RPGs video. If you haven't seen that one, I'll try to put a link below so you can go check out that video as well. But I wanted to go a little bit more in depth today on this game and why I think it's so cool and why I want to try to support him. You can see he's done a little tutorial on this as well in his own stream over at Questing Beast, and talks about how the game runs and stuff. But I wanted to give my personal experience with the game. I have not had a chance to run this at a table yet. I've read it over several times, and I've played around with it. What's really great about this game is that it's quick and it's fast, but it also provides tons of inspiration for any other game out there. And I noticed that a lot of the games that he reviews or adventures tend to be system neutral. So if they're adventures or guidebooks or source books, they tend to be system neutral, which is really cool because it means you can use them basically with any variety of games. You can use them for D&D if they're fantasy. If they're fantasy based, you can use them with D&D. You can use them with the Dark Eye RPG. You could use them. His most recent one is about a cyberpunk supplement that you could use with anything from Interface Zero to Shadowrun, any of those kind of games. And so that's what I found that he inspires in this a lot as well too, is that while it has its own rules to use as an RPG system, it also has a lot of stuff in here, and I'll get to that in a second, but he uses a lot of stuff in here that is completely system neutral, and you can use it for anything. And in fact, in a little bit, I will show you what I've done to just kind of give you an example of what you can do with this book. So inside this book, there are lots and lots of charts. Everything in this book can be randomized, or you can simply pick your inspiration of how, you can choose on the list if you don't want to roll the dice. You do that simply by rolling 2 6-sided dice, or 2d6, and you count the column. Use one die to count over the column. So if you rolled a 2, you would count over the second column, and you rolled a 1, you would count the first one on that list. And that's how you generate the random tables in here. The game itself is very simple. It's very rules light. It's very intuitive. It's very neat. It reminds me a lot of old school D&D, but even maybe a little bit more cleaner. He uses the advantage rules in here that is very common in D&D 5th edition. Instead of saving throws, they call them danger rolls. There are encumbrance rules. There's a lot of stuff packed into this little booklet, actually. There's encumbrance rules, there's morale, there's the great NPC reactions table, which you find in old school D&D. This game, I think, would make a great, and I'm going to take this with me, actually, this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I'll be attending Cherry Capital Comic-Con here in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. And I'm going to be taking this with me. We do an after-hours gaming session, and I think this would be great. If anybody wants to just jump in and try an RPG, you can make characters with this in literally minutes and get to playing right away. The great thing about this is that it's all, you can randomly generate the adventure at the table as you're sitting there talking to the players as they're creating their characters. To me, that's amazing. I love the idea that I can just pick this up with no preparation whatsoever, roll a couple of D6s, and have an adventure and some characters ready to go within minutes. Now, I would say that the only drawback to this, and it's not even really a drawback, I'm not even sure if this was the design level he was trying to go for, but I don't believe that this game would hold up very well into a long-term campaign. I could be completely wrong. Again, like I said, I haven't tried this at all yet, so I could be completely wrong, but it does seem to me that it would be best for one-shots and or short-term campaigns, mini campaigns, if you will. What I really love most about this is the inspiration it provides, the amount of tables, and again, system neutral. So we're talking about just words, just phrases, just inspirational titles. So, for instance, in the page in the section called the Maze, you're creating a dungeon reward. It just gives you key words that sort of spark inspiration. So in the dungeon rewards, you might find an animal ally. You might find a lost formula. And so there's no set rules to these. There's no sort of, this is mechanically what this thing does. It simply gives you an inspirational phrase that allows you to come up with something on the fly. Let me show you how quick and easy that is. I did a little bit of work up here. I thought, okay, I'm going to use this book, see how fast I can work up a wilderness scenario. I just want a simple scenario that's going to take place in some kind of wilderness setting, and I need some details about the area, and I need a creature, some kind of adversary to take on. This took me literally 5 minutes, rolling some dice. I rolled up a region, a savanna. Cool, a nice big open area, flat field. Any landmarks? I rolled 2 of them. There's a ridge, and then there's a crossing. So there's inspiration there. There's some sort of ridge in the distance in the savanna, and somewhere along that area, that field, that thing, there's a road crossing. So this is a crossroads. Why is it where's the road going to? Well, one of them could be going to a town. The other one, I rolled a structure. The wilderness structure was a watchtower. Obviously, the other crossroad is going to the watchtower. Traits, lonely. Okay, so we can work that in there. It's just an inspirational structure, or inspirational word. So lonely. Not a lot of people there. It's a watchtower. Maybe the people that work at the watchtower are there for long stretches of the time by themselves, and thus it becomes a very lonely and boring job. Any discoveries you can find while you're there. Again, keywords to what the players, they show up in this area. What's going to happen? What are they going to find? I rolled 2 of them. They find a map, and they find some tracks. All right. Again, opens a whole new world of stuff. What's going to happen? What's the map to? Where are the tracks from? Are they human? Are they creatures? Are they animals? What is going on? And then I rolled a hazard for the area as well, too. So if I need something to kind of happen that drives them into the area or maybe away from the area, one of the hazards I rolled was windstorm. Perfect. We're in a big open savanna, right? What better way than to have this hazard happen and be a giant windstorm kicks up? Now, I needed an adversary. I needed some kind of thing, some kind of idea that would kind of tie the characters into being in this area, or a bad guy for them to face. I rolled up an aerial beast, a pterodon as the type of animal. So it's a flying creature. It's obviously some kind of lizard-like dinosaur-esque monster. Its features is it has some kind of a tail. So I'm assuming it's going to be like a big dragon tail. It uses it as a sweep attack maybe, and it has talons. So I rolled 2 of those as well. So now you have a dragon-like creature that lives in this savanna. Its traits are it's fearless, so it's not going to run away from any of the party. It's probably why it's so lonely out here. It's probably killed off or chased away any kind of potential other threats. Abilities, it's regenerating. Again, no specific mechanical structure, thus it leaves it open for the game master to decide how is it regenerating? How fast does it regenerate? What does it regenerate? Just hit points? Does it regenerate from poison damage? Does it regenerate? How often does it regenerate? Again, beautiful keywords. Tactics. I rolled 2 of them to see what happens. It uses the terrain to its advantage, and it has a charge attack. Or I'm going to call it a swoop attack. So my idea is it's going to use the ridge to hide behind, and then come up and swoop down unexpectedly onto the party. And then I rolled a weakness. Every creature's got to have some kind of weakness, right? So I rolled holy water, which at first seemed a little weird. I'm like, oh, that's kind of strange for a dragon. Maybe it's some kind of demonic creature. That's the kind of reason. Maybe that's the reason the savannah is so barren and empty and lonely here, is because it's sort of blighted the area. This took me literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes, folks. It was great, and I have an entire encounter. And now I can just plug it into anything I want. If I want to put this in D&D, I can. If I want to put this in Palladium Fantasy, I can plug it in there. I can put it into the Dark Eye if I want to. Wonderfully, wonderfully done. Ben Milton is the name of this guy. Questing Beast. If you haven't checked out his channel, please do so. If you haven't checked out Maze Rats, do so as well. Amazing, amazing stuff. I love that there are people out there, RPG players, people who are passionate about the game, that are creating their own stuff and willing to share it with us and the community at large. Ben, if you're watching this, I can't wait to get this to a table. I am super excited, and I will definitely post an after-action report once I get a chance to do that. And I'm really, really hoping that I can do that this upcoming weekend at Cherry Capital Comic-Con in Traverse City, Michigan. Again, I will put post the links to this and to Ben's channel down below. And as always, thank you for watching. I'm Questwise, and we're out.